We're up to mitzvah number 43. Performative mitzvah number 16. Mitzvah say the Torah number 16 is for men. And again, the time we spoke about, the time of Yovel, Jubilee year. It's brought down in Shemais, Chaf Aleph Pasuk Ches. So Shemais 21 verse 8. Imra'a be'enei adaineha asher lo ye'ada v'hefta. If she does not please her master who has designated her for himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. Okay. You have to understand, in ancient times, when a man, like you mentioned before, a man had he was totally impoverished, he was poor, he had no money, no land, not even clothing. The Torah permitted him to sell his daughter, who was under 12 years old, as a slave in order for her to survive. That girl would be called an Amma Ivriya, a Jewish slave girl. So the Torah says, it is a mitzvah for a master of a Jewish maidservant either to take her for a wife or to give her to his son for a wife. Now imagine, the guy who buys this Jewish girl has to either marry her himself or give her to his son. Otherwise, he can't keep her as a slave. Now, we are talking about the purpose over here is because it's showing us sympathy that you have to have for a young girl whose father, Nebuch, was forced to sell her into slavery so they wouldn't die. So in order to make that the girl should not be so humiliated that she had to be sold, he couldn't treat her as a servant. She had to become either a wife or a daughter-in-law.
And what about the rules now with the Ber Gershon rule?
Okay, you're right. Today you're not going to be able to marry her unless she's your first wife. And I don't know too many guys buying these women. One second. Now, at the age of 12, or when she became, as they say, puberty, she was to be set free. That's what this is talking about. If you do not marry her, she had to be set free. Also, the father of a 12-year-old girl he's really not allowed to, if she's a 12-year-old, he's not allowed to sell her. So she has to be freed at 12, only before 12 that you could sell her. Now, a Jewish girl, maidservant, is released the same way as a Jewish male slave at the end of 6 years. Or if the it said Yovel came first, Jubilee came here first, then she could be released. However, she did not have to be maimed.
She wanted to stay?
Mm-hmm.
But she couldn't stay, isn't that the thing? She can't stay no matter what when she's 12?
What's this?
Isn't that a thing? I remember looking at the Gemara.
At what?
And once she's 12, she can't come back, even if she wants to.
Yeah, if you marry her, you can marry her.
I'm saying, but if she wants to come back as a slave, she can't.
No, you cannot come back as a slave. That's correct. Now, you have to understand also why. This is just the laws of modesty. If a guy has a girl who's a slave in his house, who's already older, someone might come to take advantage. She's already turning into a girl, a woman. And a woman who's anyway already considered in a lower status because she's a slave, people will take advantage. You got to get her out. Either you take her for a wife, your son takes her for a wife, or that's it.